Oh yeah, I got this figured out this time.
Good to go?
Good.
Alright.
Good luck.
Thanks. Hi, my name's Brent Tate. I'm 19 years old. I'm from Detroit, Michigan, and I'm here playing for the Lincoln Stars. I'm taking this class so I can go to D1 hockey at Bowling Green and play. I laughed so hard I thought I would die. I laughed until I cried. How many of you guys have heard this before? I'm sure most of you, and probably all of you, have laughed themselves to one of these states. But what is it that makes us laugh as we do? What is it that makes us laugh until we cry? Each of us relate to different triggers that make us laugh, and those triggers are generally based off our own experience. Today I will cover 3 elements of communication that plays a role in what makes us laugh. Now that I have explained what I will be talking about today, let's get started with our first one, known as gestures. Gestures are woven into the fabric of our everyday lives. We wave, point, beckon, and use our hands when we're arguing, speaking, or expressing ourselves with gestures, often without thinking. However, the meaning of gestures can be very different across cultures and regions. So it's important to be careful to avoid misinterpretations. An example of how gestures contribute to everyday humor is when people use body motions or body movements to create humor. This could be done in an onstage comedy. Now that you guys know what gestures are and how they contribute to everyday humor, let's talk about our next topic, mixed messages. Mixed messages are a situation in which a person is receiving verbal or nonverbal communication, or cues that seem to contradict each other from another person. Typical reactions to behavior are confusion, anger, and a willingness to cease communication with the person. An example is how mixed messages contribute to our everyday humor is when you get confused with a friend and you comprehend what they're trying to tell you in a different way that they really mean. Moving on from mixed messages, let's talk about our third and final one, facial expressions. Facial expressions are one or more motions or positions of the muscles in the face. These movements convey the emotional state of an individual to observers. Facial expressions are a form of nonverbal communication. An example of how facial expressions contribute to everyday humor. If somebody is making an impression of somebody else, one of the first things you notice is how that person's facial expressions changes to try to be funny. Now I'm going to show you a video on a funny thing happened to me on the way to form that illustrates my 3 main points.
Playgoers, I bid you welcome. The theater is a temple, and we are here to worship the gods of comedy and tragedy. Tonight, I am pleased to announce a comedy. We shall employ every device we know and our desire to divert you. Something familiar.
gestures, mixed messages, and facial expressions. So in conclusion, today we talked about 3 elements of communication and the role each play in ordinary communication and the value they add to humor. The first one we talked about was gestures. Some key points about gestures are they're part of everyday life. Gestures are different in other cultures and regions. Mixed messages. Some key points about mixed messages are person receiving verbal and nonverbal cues that contradict, and reactions include confusion and anger. The third one we talked about today is facial expressions. They're a form of nonverbal communication, one or more positions of the muscles in the face that help provide humor. Today we talked about all 3 of these things, and I hope you guys learned some new things. I enjoy reading and doing a project on the forum. Have a good day, and thank you.